Tonight on Week 7 of the Fox 14 Press Box, the Carthage Tigers host a COC showdown against Joplin, with both teams entering the night at 6-1 overall. The Seneca Indians go on the road to face McDonald County with a chance to claim a Big 8 West Conference championship. The Neosho Wildcats try to keep their explosive offense rolling, welcoming in the defending Class 5 state champion Webb City Cardinals. In Kansas, the Parsons Vikings aim to rebound from their first loss of the season, returning home to face Frontenac. Pittsburgh tries to push their winning streak to 5 games at home against Smithville, Missouri. And the Girard Trojans look to remain unbeaten with a district matchup at home against Anderson County. This is the 4 states' only 30-minute high school football highlight show. This is Week 7 of the Fox 14 Press Box, and it starts right now.
Fox 14's Press Box is sponsored by Missouri Southern State University, Roper Kia, CDL Electric, and Kramer's Quality Meats of Grove.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome into Week 7 of Press Box here on Fox 14. Fox 14 Sports Director Jacob-Lenard.
And I'm Dani-Terzer. We have a lot of big games to get to tonight in the 4 states. We'll start in Southwest Missouri with a matchup of 2 of the best teams in the state. The Carthage Tigers host a COC showdown tonight against the Joplin Eagles.
Now, both of these teams are 6-1 through 7 weeks, and both are in the top 10 in the state rankings in their respective classes. Now, Carthage, the top-ranked team in the state in Class 5. Joplin, meanwhile, is number 6 in Class 6 this week. First Joplin possession pass, a little bit high. Davion King gets the interception off the tip. He returns it into Joplin territory. Tigers would take advantage of the turnover. Luke Gall finds a hole, 2-yard touchdown. He scores twice in the first half to put Carthage up 14-0. But Joplin answers with some big plays. Getting tricky here. Reverse pass, wide receiver Terrence Gibson. Not the tightest spiral I've ever seen, but still effective. Gets it to quarterback Hobbs Gooch, 56-yard touchdown. Joplin on the board in the second. Then after a defensive stop for the Eagles, the give goes to Quinn Renfro. Do some traffic over there, but he gets loose. Foot race down the sideline. He wins it. 80-yard score for Renfro. We're tied up at 14 at halftime. Midway through the third, Tigers go back in front. Aiden Rogers to the other side for the 11-yard score. Puts the home team back on top by 7, but early fourth, Joplin responds again, going back to Quinn Renfro. Maybe take a step back there with the camera. 41 yards for Renfro, and just like that, we're tied up again. Carthage, though, got to see this play. Cooper Jadwin going deep. Look at the concentration here from Hudson Moore. Great grab, sheds the defender, 56 yards. The game was so good, Carthage actually blocks a field goal and returns it as time expires to beat Joplin 34-28. Well, staying in the COC, the Neosho Wildcats welcome in the Webb City Cardinals this week. And Neosho is 4-3. They got one of the best offenses in the state through 7 weeks.
Neosho has the Class 5 rushing leader in Jared Seiler, the passing yards leader in Quentin Hughes, and the Class 5 leading receiver in Isaiah Green. Tonight, the Wildcats put that offense to the test against the defending Class 5 champion Cardinals. Webb up 28-14 on offense after they forced a Neosho punt, but wait, they cough it up. Recovered by Neosho. That sets up the Wildcats at midfield. So Neosho now on offense. Quentin Hughes throws a dime to one of his favorite targets. That's Isaiah Green. He's in for the touchdown, but it's 28-21 Cardinals at half. Great night for the Webb City run game. Amari Jackson with a nice gain here. A few plays later, Landon Johnson gets deeper into Wildcat territory. Still driving, Jackson brings it down to the Neosho 2-yard line. And finally, Jackson finds the end zone. 35-21 Cardinals. Webb City rolls by Neosho 42-21 the final. The Seneca Indians are still unbeaten, sitting at 7-0 with just 2 weeks left in the regular season.
Now, those final 2 games are against a pair of pretty good teams in the Big 8. Now, that begins tonight on the road against the McDonald County Mustangs. Now, a win here gives Seneca the Big 8 West Conference Championship. Indians on offense using most of the first quarter clock deep in Mustang territory. Gavin Hoover to Ethan Altick. Down the sideline to the 9. Hoover again airs it out to one of his favorite receivers, Connor Ackerson, there for the touchdown. Extra point good after that, so it's 7-0 Indians. McDonald County ball now, second quarter. Keeping it on the ground, Sam Barton. Nice effort here, reaches, he's down at the 2. Quarterback sneak would get McDonald County in the end zone. That ties it up at 7 midway through the second, and this one actually ended up being tight, but Seneca hangs on to win it 28-21. One more out of the Big 8 here, the Lamar Tigers, fresh off a big win over Nevada, trying to stay rolling on the road against Cassville. Lamar gets it done tonight, 41-13. The Tigers are now 7-1 this season. They'll wrap up their regular season schedule next week on the road against Hollister. Moving to Kansas now, we have a big district matchup tonight in Parsons with the Vikings hosting the Frontenac Raiders.
Parsons is 5-1 this season after suffering their first loss of the year last week, falling on the road to Galena. On the other side, the Raiders are 4-2, including a 2-0 start in district play. Parsons on its first possession. Jesse Jones takes the handoff. Look at that move. Weaves in and out of the Frontenac defense. Gets in for the 22-yard touchdown. Raiders answer. Cal Turlip connects with Alex Williams on the far side. Extra point is blocked. 7-6 Vikings. Still the first quarter. Parsons on the 5-yard line. Shout out to the O-line. Jamarion Washington finds space. Runs it in. 8-point lead now for Parsons. To the second. Turlip looks downfield. Jason Smart picks it off. Big play for the sophomore. But Frontenac ties it before half and goes on to win it 27-21.
To Girard now, the Trojans try to stay perfect at home against Anderson County. Early first quarter, quarterback Luke Nigaman fakes the handoff, takes a hit, gets out of it eventually, takes off all the way down the sideline for the touchdown. It's 6-0 Trojans. The Girard defense also showing up tonight. Pass over the middle, Alex Kester there waiting for it, gets the pick. Turns it into Anderson County territory. After that, Nigaman tosses it out to Bo Harris. He runs by everybody and in for another Girard touchdown. At that point, it's 13-0, but they get more in the second. Nigaman doing it himself. It was 26-0 at half. Girard would go on to win 47-7. They're now 7-0 and will host Burlington next week to finish up the regular season.
In the SEK tonight, big one in Coffeyville with 5-1 Field Kinley hosting the undefeated Chanute Blue Comets. Chanute too much tonight for Field Kinley, winning 40-26. The Blue Comets are now 7-0 and will wrap up the regular season next week at home against Labette County.
That brings us to our first break here on Press Box. When we come back, the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons try for their 5th straight win at home against Smithville, Missouri.
Plus, Galena aims to stay hot after last week's win over Parsons, and Columbus hits the road for a CNC battle against Baxter Springs. We'll have those highlights and a lot more after this.
Well, after a slow start to the season, the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons have got things rolling in the last month. Now, they were 0-2 in the first 2 weeks, but Pittsburgh has won 4 straight to get to 4-2 overall this season. And tonight, Pittsburgh tries to get that winning streak to 5 games with an interstate matchup against Smithville, Missouri. Starting in the first, Smithville's Andrew Hedgecorth finds Max McKenzie. He gets down the sideline to move the chains. Now, a few plays later, same connection here. Hedgecorth to McKenzie. This time, he's in the painted area for 6. Smithville takes the early lead. Pittsburgh has some trouble making anything happen on offense. Back to Smithville, second quarter. They're in the red zone. This time, Hedgecorth would keep it himself. Straight up the middle for a 6-pack of points. Smithville comes to Pittsburgh and wins it 35-7. A 1A District 1, the Colgan Panthers, one of the hottest teams in the state right now. They're 5-1 and enter the night on a 4-game winning streak. Colgan keeps on rolling tonight, getting a road win over Erie, 55-0. The Panthers, now 6-1, will host Uniontown in their regular season finale next Friday.
The Galena Bulldogs picked up their biggest win of the season last week. Galena rallied from a 13-point deficit to beat Parsons 14-13 and hand the Vikings their first loss of the season. The Bulldogs are 4-2 coming into the night. They try for their fourth straight win at home against St. Mary's Academy. First quarter, St. Mary's defense finds a hole. John Turner brings down Tyler Little. Later, handoff to Dawson Mooney. He takes on two Crusaders, gets to the 7-yard line. Galena knocking on the door. Right after that, Tyler Little finds his way in for the first touchdown of the game. Home team takes a 6-0 lead. Bulldogs ball again at the 20-yard line. Zane Turner finds Tyson Garrison. He's almost in, but not quite. No problem for Galena. They finish the drive. It's Little again in there for the score. They convert the 2-point conversion after and go up 14. All Galena tonight, they roll 38-0. In the Tri-Valley League this evening, the Humboldt Cubs hit the road to face Cherryvale. Humboldt trying to bounce back from a tough district loss to Osage City. It's all Cubs tonight, beating the Chargers 46-0. Humboldt comes back home to finish the regular season next week, hosting West Franklin. When we come back, we'll have highlights out of Baxter Springs and Labette County, plus Carl Junction hits the field at home against Willard. As we go to the break, here are a few more scores out of Southeast Kansas.
Well, after a hot start to the season, the Baxter Springs Lions have cooled off a little bit in the last few weeks. They were 3-0 to begin the year, but they've now lost 3 straight to sit right at 500 entering Week 7. Now, Baxter Springs trying to get back on track tonight against Columbus. Titans trying to snap a 4-game losing streak of their own. First quarter, Brett Hamilton fakes the handoff, throws out to Corbin Newberry. Still high though, Javen Alexander scoops it up, takes it all the way to the end zone. Makes it 6-0 Baxter. Now later, Cole Minor punts the ball. Jacob Grant catches it, dodges the defenders. Nobody's going to stop him. He's in for the touchdown. That makes it 12-0 Lions. Columbus looking to take the lead here. Lions punt, Landon Midget. Back to receive. Lions defense not there. Midget gets right next to the end zone before he is stopped. Next play, though, is a Titans touchdown. So 18-17. Titans trying for 2. Hamilton finds Minor in the end zone. Titans take the lead 19-18. Columbus gets the comeback win over Baxter Springs 33-26.
In the SEK, the Labette County Grizzlies host the Independence Bulldogs tonight. Both of these teams are 1-5 through the first 6 weeks. Labette County aiming to grab a win and a little momentum before hosting undefeated Chanute next week in their season finale. Grizzlies quickly score to start the third, then Jamal Jackson runs it in for the 2-point conversion, 24-15 Labette County. Independence keeps the pressure on though. Camden Julian throws a dart to Lucas Smith. He breaks free for the touchdown. 2-point try. Julian heaves it to the end zone. JD Vale is there. 1-point game. Then Bulldogs defense with the nice play. Isaiah Mulligan flies in for the sack. But Labette County hangs on, beating Independence 30-23. The Jayhawk-Lynn Jayhawks are a perfect 6-0 coming into the night. They have a chance to claim a district championship this evening at home against Olpe Eagles. Tonight, though, it's Olpe handing the Jayhawks their first loss, 49-0.
Well, the Nevada Tigers coming off a tough loss to Lamar, trying to rebound tonight at home against Monette. Monette, by the way, back-to-back wins after an 0-4 start. Didn't matter though. Nevada rolls 48-7. Tigers are now 6-2 and will hit the road to face undefeated Seneca next week to finish up the regular season. Carl Junction now, the Bulldogs at home tonight with a COC matchup against Willard. Second quarter, Bulldogs ball, Malachi Moore over the middle, in for the touchdown. CJ up 13. Still in the second. Dexter Merrill scores again. Makes it 20-0 CJ, and they really just cruised all night. Tony Stewart gets loose, outruns everybody on the far side. It's 28-0. It's a shutout tonight for Carl Junction. Bulldogs beat Willard 42-0.
The Sarcoxy Bears saw their undefeated start come to an end last week with a road loss to Marionville. Tonight, Sarcoxy tries to get back in the win column at home against Diamond. But how about Diamond? They get a late interception to seal the deal. They knock off the Bears in this one, 27-24.
We're at our final break here on Press Box. When we come back, we're going to flash back to some Thursday night action in Oklahoma, and you get a chance to vote for this week's Performance of the Week. First, though, here are a few more of tonight's scores out of Southwest Missouri.
Where will you be?
Good. Flashing back to some Thursday night action now, the Miami War Dogs have been one of the biggest surprises in Northeast Oklahoma this season. War Dogs are 4-2 entering Week 7.
It's the first time Miami has won 4 games in a single season since 2014. The War Dogs have a chance to pick up win number 5 and push their winning streak to 3 games at home against Catoosa early in the first. Russell Duggar has nowhere to go. Chris Kelly brings him down for a loss of yards. Catoosa goes on to punt it away, so War Dogs ball. Hunter Nichols takes the handoff. He finds a gap down the middle, and he is all alone. Long touchdown run. War Dogs extend the lead to 13-0. Miami goes back out for the 2-point try. Carson Jenks flips it to Nichols. He walks in for 2, 15-0 now. To the second quarter, nice night for Nichols. He gets through again and takes off for the end zone. Miami stays rolling, topping Catoosa 43-22. The Quapaw Wildcats have been one of the best teams in Northeast Oklahoma this season. The Wildcats are 5-1, entering this week after road win over Fairland last Friday.
Now, Quapaw hosts district rival Afton this week. Now, the Eagles, like Quapaw, trying for their 3rd straight win in this one. Now, Afton gets an early play on defense, getting some pressure on the quarterback. Ball is loose. Landon Ford scoops it up, takes it into the end zone. Eagles lead this thing 6-0 after the first. Second quarter, though, all Quapaw. Jack Derringer over the middle to Zane Stand. He cruises in for the 42-yard touchdown. Just like that, it is 6-6. Then Derringer gives this one off to Kyle Forbes. Look at this run, going to the far side. Couple guys miss. He's gone. 24 yards to the house. Quapaw gets the 2-point conversion to make it 14-6. They're not done. Check it out. Just a ridiculous throw and catch here. Jack Derringer to Zane Stand. Makes the grab with a man all over him. Quapaw scores 28 in the second quarter to lead 28-6 at half. They go on to finish it off 49-21. I've got a couple more things to get to before we go. First, it's time for our nominees for this week's Performance of the Week.
We do this at the end of every show on Fridays. We give you 3 options for Performance of the Week. You go vote, and then on Monday, we will announce the winner. Here are the nominees this week. First, the Seneca Indians top McDonald County to claim their first conference title in 18 years. Then the Columbus Titans, they get a double-digit comeback win over Baxter Springs to snap their losing skid. Finally, the Carthage Tigers win it on a last-second block field goal to beat COC rival Joplin. Lots of exciting stuff. To vote, all you have to do is go to KOAMnewsnow.com/vote and click on who you want to vote for. It's really that simple. We'll keep the poll open until 9 p.m. Sunday night.
At the college level, quick reminder, both of our local universities are on the road tomorrow night. 4-2 Missouri Southern Lions will be in Warrensburg facing Central Missouri. That one begins at 1:30. At 2 o'clock, Pittsburgh State Gorillas will play Lincoln. The Gorillas are 6-0 coming into this week, while Lincoln is 0-6. Pitt State still sitting at number 7 in the national rankings.
That's all of our time we have here tonight. If you missed anything, we'll have all of the highlights posted shortly on our website and our KOAM Plus app. You can also watch a complete replay of the show on Sunday at 12:30 on the 4-State CW.
For now, though, we got to get out of here. Thanks for staying up late with us. She's Danny. I'm Jacob. See you right back here next Friday.
Help build our legacy for 70